What's up, guys? We're back here winterizing the engines on the boat, and if all goes well, I certainly hope this is the last time that I ever have to winterize my boat, as we're hoping to move to Florida in the near future. So in our last video, I showed you a new method I was trying out to winterize the various systems on the boat. I winterized the generator and the air conditioning systems using a conduit plug that was very simple and very easy and very clean. There was no mess as far as spilt antifreeze all over the bilge of the boat. And it worked out rather well. A lot of requests to make a video on winterizing the engines on the boat. Now the difference with the engine through-hole strainers, they're a bit larger than the air condition or the generator strainers. So I had to do a little modification to the conduit plug that I am using. So I'm putting about 5 or 6 gallons through each of the engines to winterize it. I'm probably overdoing it, filling this 5-gallon bucket up, but better safe than sorry. It could get expensive. Okay, so here in the last video you've seen I had this conduit plug that I use, and it's 2 inches in diameter here, and when you twist it, it bulges out the gasket and creates a really tight seal when you put this in the top of the strainer. And I put a hose in the top here. So I've shown you guys my winterizing system here. It's just a 5-gallon bucket. I drilled a hole in the side, got one of these PVC valve fittings, and then the fittings for this hose, and just a barb fitting that's nice and easy to work with. So let me show you what we're doing down in the bilge. So there's my strainer. Make sure you always have the through-hole valves turned off. You don't want those open when you open these strainers, otherwise you'll flood the boat. And to winterize it, I'm winterizing it in the water right now because I'm waiting for the boat to get pulled out. So, pull this out, pull your strainer out, which needs to be cleaned a little bit. So you have fresh water, the seawater, or whatever you want to call it, raw water coming up through the through hull into the strainer, and then down this hose here to the water pump that flows the water through the engine and the exhaust. So right here is where we're going to put that plug, and this is the 3-inch diameter cap that we're working with here. So I suppose, you know, strainers are different sizes, but here is the plug that we're built up to about 3 inches. Stick it right in here. Fits pretty much perfectly. Tighten it a little bit just to get it snug, and then I'll have to tighten it more because you have to put this other hose in for the flush kit. So the hose plugs in like this. Just push it down all the way and then tighten this the rest of the way. Now if you watched my video last year, I did this with a funnel and bungee cord setup, but it really made a mess. So when I came up with this idea for the plug, you can see everything's in there tight. There should be no leakage of antifreeze flowing over the side of the strainer. So it'll keep everything out of the bilge, and I won't waste that expensive antifreeze, which in some places you pay about $6 a gallon or more. I actually found the best place to find that pink antifreeze is in Walmart for about $3. But if you go to other stores, you're going to pay a fortune. So here we go. So that's all hooked up. I'm going to turn the valve and just let some of this flow. The engine's not running yet. Now when we start the engine, the suction will just flow this antifreeze right into the strainer. So I'm going to quick run up to the bridge, start the engine, and then come down here, and we could watch the water going, the antifreeze going down the hose and flowing out. And we'll check to see if there's any leaks here, but it shouldn't be. There we go. Antifreeze is going down rather quickly. Just check here, make sure we have no leaks. Looks good. This is working great. Alright, we're almost down to the bottom. Just tilt that, make sure the engine gets all of it, and then let's go shut it off. That's it, we're done. Nice and simple, didn't waste any antifreeze. Now I have the plug to use anytime I'm going to winterize it, or actually even if you're just working on a boat. If you want to run it without any water coming through the hull for whatever reason, if it's up on land. Alright, so we flushed everything out. We now have that antifreeze here in the strainer. You can see it's pink. A nice color pink. Just after you do this, just keep your through holes closed. These valves, you don't want to open them up and introduce any seawater, river water, into the system. But there you go. So I have a 3-inch plug for the engines and a 2-inch plug for the generator and the air conditioner. And that's the smallest strainer for the air conditioner plug that fits perfectly in there with no tape to build it up. So every strainer is different. So you may have to modify your plug a little bit, but again, you could get these on eBay. They're fiber optic simplex duct plugs. They're made by some various manufacturers, but Jackmoon is the actual, the most popular manufacturer for this device. So we're using something that's not really designed for marine use, like we're using it, but we improvise. So there you go. Good luck and happy boating.
You buy them on eBay.